soft, soft, soft. Except for the heel. That's my summary of the new Adidas MC80 golf shoes. I didn't think I was going to like these as much as I do. Having bought all the top traditional style golf shoes this summer, this pair have got a lot going for it. And it helps that I won my very first club competition while wearing them. So of course my performance was down to the shoes and not my sudden unexpected ability to keep the ball in bounds. So while I wait for my name to be engraved on my very first piece of golfing silverware, I want to let you know how these shoes actually fit, feel and perform so you can decide whether or not they're right for you. The MC in the name stands for modern classic and the 80 stands for the 1980s that this shoe's styling is based on. The 1980s. I was living quite possibly the best years of my life. My mum was making some questionable hairstyle choices and golfers were still using drivers made of wood. With the MC80s, you have a classic silhouette and styling suited to the decade. A golf shoe with a seriously soft leather upper and some classy touches all round, like the metal bar on the laces, the contrasting leather grains on the upper, as well as the patterned work going all the way around the shoe, and even a nice metal Adidas logo located on the heel. But then there's plenty of modern technology in these golf shoes as well, which means they are as good to walk in as they are to look at. Well, apart from the heel, which for me was blister city when testing out these shoes out on the golf course. And I needed several plasters just to make it through the 18 holes walking the course. Now I think they're gonna take a good few rounds just to break in, just like other Adidas leather golf shoes that I've tried in the past. Now after a few rounds, they end up being like slippers, but you have been warned. I also found that I had to go up half a size, which is what I normally have to do with pretty much all Adidas golf shoes or trainers anyway. It was a pretty close call and I probably could have got away with actually going true to size, but I just preferred the feeling of actually having a little bit more wriggle room in the toe box. They're not a hugely wide shoe, so if you have got a particularly wide foot, then you should certainly consider going up a size in these, or potentially just looking at another brand that offers a dedicated wide fit version, such as the FootJoy Premier range. But the combination of Adidas's light strike foam in the forefoot area and a significant amount of boost in the heel means that these are, I think, the softest traditional style golf shoes that you can currently buy. The design of the spikeless outsole means that they're providing you some good traction on the golf course, but also allowing you to actually drive home from your game of golf afterwards. Not to mention the serious vibrant color pop that you're getting on this version of the outsole, which I actually got quite a few comments on and is really a clash of that modern and classic design. Other way, classic and modern. I was a little bit concerned when I initially saw the design of this outsole because the actual pimple structure isn't necessarily the most aggressive that I've ever seen, certainly not when you compare it to something like a FootJoy Pro SL, and I was worried that these weren't going to give me enough grip out on the course. However, I've got to say that I didn't have any problems wearing these when I was testing them. I didn't slip in these shoes once. However, I would also say that I probably wouldn't want to wear these on particularly wet days. I just don't think it's quite aggressive enough for my liking. That being said, if it's particularly wet and muddy out on the course, you're not going to want to wear these beauties anyway. The torsion bar running through the middle of the shoe here is giving you some much needed stability and support because you can see there's still quite a lot of flex in these shoes. So I can't imagine how unstable they would be if that bar wasn't in there at all. They do still feel pretty squishy underfoot and I could feel a fair amount of movement during my golf swing in this midsole. So if you are looking for something perhaps a little bit more stable, then you might want to look at something like the G4 Gallivanter instead, which has got a much firmer, more stable construction. Same goes for the FootJoy Premier series. The upper is seriously soft on these shoes, surprisingly soft, and that's just gonna break in and get softer and softer over time. So in terms of comfort over your foot, these are an absolute joy to wear. I like the fact that Adidas have set the price at £140 for these shoes in the UK. That feels like just about the right price. If you have found this video helpful, then make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I've included any links to buy these shoes and any exclusive discounts that I've got as well down in the description below, so hopefully you can pick them up for less than retail price. And if you are considering buying a pair of classic styled golf shoes, then you should definitely check out this video right here where I compare the Adidas MC80 against the other top traditional style golf shoes that you can currently buy in 2023.